walking, and so there I am. I'm somewhat live. I may move my tripod a bit, get a little bit more of a better angle. So this is the newest painting I am working on, and so I just kind of, I think the next ones I will probably be just recording from my OBS app to my DaVinci Resolve. So I'm going to have to reacquaint, because I was doing some video editing on DaVinci Resolve before, but I haven't in a while, so I'm going to have to refresh. Luckily, I need to give him credit, there's a guy that does really good live streaming videos on YouTube, and he was just giving some really good, concise lessons on video editing for the OBS and the DaVinci Resolve. You know, quick titles and stuff. Here I'm just going to go with the live stream, no titles, nothing. Nobody watches these videos. Nobody wants to watch paint dry, I don't think. I do not believe. See, I hope I'm not going to videograph anything compromising. Hello, this is my live stream on YouTube, on my second YouTube channel. And so, hello Instagram. I'll have to post the link to that YouTube channel here in a bit. So I've just been doing, these are all just, you know, base coats. I've got to come back and clean everything up. Kind of thinking maybe I should go move the camera around from the other angle, but I'm not sure how much I'm going to block off your view. Maybe I should move the tripod a bit to get a good angle. So this is foliage. I just put a base brown and a little green over it so far. And then of course I'll have a ton of reflections in the water. I'll do my signature water. And some really nice billowy thunderclouds that we're building that afternoon. So I went 4 days straight to the trail, but you know, I biked down there. And so today my legs are exhausted, and so I'm going to bit here. I'll paint for like a couple of hours, and I'm going to go take care of an errand, and hopefully I'll get back to it. But I should be back out there tomorrow afternoon. I really want to get this painting done fast. And so, yeah, if you get a chance, check out my other YouTube channel. I'll post the link when I post this here in a second. Welcome to Ricardo Calzadilla Fine Art Paintings. Just started live streaming. I'm just talking right now. No action unless you go to the YouTube channel and check it out. I have some, I have a couple of hoarders here that are constantly hoarding and then throwing stuff back out. So I picked up this glass little table here, kind of a nice little art stand for me. And so It's camera's been working good again. It's weird. Sometimes it hasn't been. I haven't been able to do the manual settings, but today I was able to set them up nicely, and also on my OBS, which is my live streaming software. I don't know why people don't use OBS. It seems like it's better than all the other streaming softwares, and now it's works really good with DaVinci Resolve. So again, I'll post a link to this YouTube channel here in a second, and let me see if these things will look at each other eye to eye. Got to keep an eye out on my battery, because it will run out. One of them is going to run out before the other. Generally though, when I'm running these videos, these batteries go a long time. So if I cut out, it's just me changing battery. So go to my, I'll put the link up for my YouTube channel. Over and out, comrades. Where is my channel? Where is my live stream? I think that's it. We'll see how long it takes for the lag. We'll see how long it takes for the lag. We'll see how long it takes for the lag. Okay, that's working. We'll see how long it takes for the lag. Okay, that's working. We'll see how long it takes for the lag. Okay, that's working. We'll see how long it takes for the one viewer. Trying to find the share button on here. So I tell people all the time that when I'm going from technology to art, I kind of get caught up in one or the other. So I tend to lose or forget how to use the tech when I'm painting. And then when I get back to painting, if I've been using like what I'm doing now, I'll be lost for a second. till I figure out how to do this again. So this was the first video that I did just now. So I'm going to record, I'm going to use my mic. Here is the link to my live stream on my Fine Arts Painting YouTube channel. Check it out. It's utterly boring watching paint dry. I'm just doing it to document the process of this painting. Okay, now to the other Instagram channel. So much work. So quiet in here. It's so quiet in here. Sorry kids, I'm just trying to post the link up for my YouTube live stream. You will have to copy and paste the link. Sorry about that. Instagram's kind of funky on a lot of things. So, let's get to the painting. To the painting! I rode my bike, I ride, so this is the Lamar Bridge, and one over is the pedestrian bridge, and there's the roundabout where I paint usually down there. So I rode my bike through there, and I was able to see, so this is the library, and it's got this weird thing on the roof. I don't know what it is, but it's kind of curved. And so far I'm pretty pleased with how things are going. The way things are going, they're gonna crucify me. So I changed the, so I have my Barton Springs painting, the big one. And I've done quite a few Barton Springs paintings. And I don't really want to do another one because, they take forever. And so I did a big one. And it's magnificent. And so I'm finding that people get offended when you tell them how much you want for a painting. It's kind of strange how people can be offended by the price of a painting, but it's like some people take it like an insult. But it really is about who wants the painting more? Me, I, who created it, serious. Those are going to be portrait projects. Or the customer. So I'm finding that I'm going to offend or lose some current clients because, some people want, there are people who want to pay $200 for a painting, and there are people who are willing to go 1,000, and then there are people who are willing to go, 4,000, 5,000. And it all just depends. And it also comes down to who does a potential client like a painting enough to purchase it? And everyone has their limit on anything. And of course, there's the old saying, there's no such thing as something not being for sale. Everybody has their price. And so I did this large Barton Springs painting, and a lot of people, the thing about it is it's a big painting. Well, to me it's big. It's like 4 foot by 4 foot. It's pretty big. Not something I can tote around on my bicycle like I do my other paintings. But, I like the painting a lot. I did it because I want one for me. I don't have one for me. I lost 2 of them. I wonder if I could figure out a way to get a write-off on those. But that was a few years ago. And so a friend of mine was supposed to take care of a couple of them for me. Well, he got a divorce, and his wife, I think, to get back at me, decided she wanted them in a divorce. And of course, possession is 9/10 of the law, and so I'm SOL on those paintings. But also, those paintings are worth a lot more than the misappropriators are aware. And so, this painting, I had it up for 20,000, and so there's a phenomenon that happens with paintings. It's weird. When people reject a painting, then all of a sudden, that many times, or almost, I'm going to say 100% of the time, that'll be the next painting that sells. And I'm really pushing that theory to the limit on the Barton Springs painting, which I was asking 20,000 for. And but that kind of makes it to where it reduces the potential buyer list, and it makes it probably more likely that I get to keep it. Now, but this lady, I don't think she meant wrong by it, but I kind of was insulted by it. Lately, I've been getting insulted by individuals and organizations who are not really treating me with the respect that I think I deserve. There have been some really good people. Shout out to Renee. She's probably one of the best persons that I've met in a long time who really, really helped me out recently. And I think she really, really loves her painting. But it was kind of so this lady asked me about, and I gave her my scan code for my website, and I mean, the website's killer. It is a killer website. It really highlights my paintings. not the painting in question, but that's pretty close. And so the scan code for that, see if I can hold it up steady. You should be able to put your camera to that, and did it go out of focus? See if I hold it steady right there. So she looked at my website, as you should too, and you'll see many great paintings. I've got a few I've got to add on there. So the thing really wasn't about how good the painting was. It was immediately like, do you really want that much for that painting? And so I'm going, well, if I put that on my website, yeah, that's what I want. So in keeping with my tradition is like, say I have a painting for $1,000, and if someone rejects it, then I know to go up 100 on it. And then if someone rejects it, then I go up another 100. It works out pretty cool that way, you know. Now we'll find out how well you're gonna get to. It usually works out good because, like I say, many times when a painting gets rejected, it turns out to be the next painting to move. It happened twice last summer. It happened with my The Innocence painting. A person in the neighborhood wanted it, and when I told them the price, they balked at it. And then this very sweet person, Renee, came along and bought it. But not only that, she ordered another one, a bigger one, and the bigger one's even more beautiful. Anyhow, so this woman, was kind of like a little bit aghast about the price of the big OG Barton Springs, because it has the tree and it's before the renovations. But the water's killer and it's got people in it. It's a really cool looking painting. I need to rent a U-Haul truck so I can go to the springs and show it off or do something with it. But anyways, so upon thinking about it, the reason for having it such apparently a really high price is kind of so it won't sell, so I can hang it. And like I said, everything has its price, and value is what someone's willing to give you for it. So I just figured, like, well, if the sentiment out there is that people won't pay 20 grand for it, then what does it matter at that point? If you're not going to pay 20 grand for it, you're not going to pay 30 grand for it either. So I just went ahead and jumped it up to 30 grand. And so the next person that sees that painting, I need to make a note on that. I need to put this in my blog or put it on that page and let people know. If you're not going to pay $20,000 for it, then you're not going to pay $30,000. So same result as far as I'm concerned. However, I know that there are people that will pay that much for it. It's just a matter of time. But like my website says, I love to paint, and I'm probably the biggest fan of my own work. There are a lot of people that do like my artwork, but there are a lot of people that want to kind of diss me or crap on me, crap on my work. I had a really good time painting on the trail yesterday because usually what happens on the trail is the wind is blowing and the canvas does that, but I have a way of bracing it, bracing both the canvas and the easel, so it doesn't move that much. Put some calcium bentonite clay on my thumb. So anyways, that's where I'm at. And as I was showing you, I mean, this painting went to a friend, and I was telling him, you know, that thing's worth 4 times as much now. And I said, hey, let me put it for sale on my website, and I'll get you your original price back, plus I'll split the profits on it. And he said no. So that's not the only time that's happened. So I regret doing stuff for a song, you know, where I gave up something for a song, and now I don't have that work. And but you know, I get, you know, that's what happens if you don't sign an agreement with people. But this would have been beneficial to me. So it's that same as the paintings that were lost in that divorce. I kind of have no recourse on that one. All I can do is shine on these people if they're not really in on helping to promote and move the cause forward, then there's no use for these people anymore. So anyways, I was also approached by a certain organization that is paying other people to install art along the trail. It's kind of funny because I'm so the thing behind that is that I give you art so you can raise funds so that you can pay other people to put their art in. So I make art, give it away, and you pay someone else. I didn't really see So anyways, this painting's going to come out really good, mark my words, and when it is done, I will give that organization right of first refusal. And so my offer will be that half of the profits of this painting I'll donate to their cause. Now, if they don't accept it, then they were the initial group, so I have to offer them the right of first refusal. But what I really want to donate to are all these other, because water is such a big issue now. I know that people that I have a lot of friends that believe oil is king, and that should always, like the fracking thing that's going on, where they're poisoning the water tables from the fracking, and now with the AI thing happening, but I've got friends that to them, oil is more important, and I've asked them, well, how long can you go without water? Say you have a gallon of water and that's it. How long will that last you? And how long can you go without it? And then you ask them, okay, well, how long can you go without a gallon of gasoline? Probably a pretty long time. I know, you need fuel for everything else in life, but at one point, it wasn't key to personal survival. So anyways, I've been looking at the Edwards Aquifer and Barton Springs Pool, of course. So there is Save Our Springs, and then there is the Edwards Aquifer Conservancy. I've been impressed a lot by the efforts of San Antonio to protect the aquifer. Here in Austin, it's kind of like trite, is that the word? Trite, or the stuff they do, like I'm an artist, I love art, but mainly I love to make art. And but I don't know about the art along the trail. The trail used to be so nice. I paint down there, so I can't really complain. That you do paint down there a lot, but I hope nobody's listening to this. Probably nobody will. So anyways, that's the purpose of doing this stream. I don't think I've ever talked this much during one of my video streams. God, man. I'm going to put more in this clay onto my... Fear I may be getting ill. Oh well, what's the saying? 6 years. That is a chair. I am not. I'm going to change the angle a bit of this. Or I'm going to change the position of my tripod. So forgive the unsteadiness. This is a live stream, so the that's kind of the beauty of recording stuff instead, because, oh, I see the new problem is now going to be that the cord I'm using for the it's not going to work so good. Just trying to get a better angle on this. So, yeah. Sorry, I have a little paintbrush in my mouth. So, Yepers, I'm not feeling, the respect that I think I deserve from part of the community. So this one person that was asking me to donate a full-on painting, I said, well, you know, I'm back. So yeah, I was saying that I just don't feel like I'm getting the respect that I feel I deserve from a certain sector of the community. I think there's just a lot of people that aren't from Austin, Texas, or haven't been here that long, and I don't really have money, so money talks and BS walks. Guess I'm considered BS. sweetheart deals with artwork. Still, you know. Well, you can do it, but it's got to be for the right person with the right heart. Sorry about how my thumb looks, but I'm having a problem with it. So I'm just putting calcium bentonite clay on it to help it heal. Usually works pretty good, but sometimes it don't. So I try painting with my left hand. Now, I used to do it more, but too shaky now as an old guy. See, these all have really tiny. I gotta be real slow and methodical with that because there really are a lot of tiny windows on it. And also gotta keep my these colors I've had out for already like I guess over a week. They've haven't dried out. They want to dry out on the trail for the wind and the heat. But as long as I keep them thoroughly wet, they'll go forever. So you're looking at me painting the skyline over Ladybird Lake. Let me go check something outdoors real quick. Really careful holding the wire guard now. I'm back. So I might redo this painting as well, but it was a lot of work. That would be right there. There's the stacks. The stacks! Alright, so I think I was going to use this next color, but I think this is burnt sienna that I'm using here, or maybe raw sienna. Well, I think raw sienna is lighter. I think this is burnt sienna. So some of these colors are very translucent. Thus I have to coat them several times. I don't think anybody's watching. It's a Friday, nobody's going to watch. So this is more an effort to save for posterity. I don't really want to grab my paints, open them off, get my bag of paints out. So I think I'll just use this and a little bit of neutral gray. Maybe a little Payne's gray. Yeah, so this getting old thing's kind of very funky because I want to take naps now, you know. Like right now I'm feeling a great need to take a short nap, which I might just do here in a second. Ah. Great. Got one of my reference photos. You know, everyone talks about the microplastics. Over the years, I'm sure I've taken in more than my fair share of microplastics. All for the sake of art. I think I have to retire my original Homburg hat. I think it's about to start to fray. You're looking live at B80. Skyline on Lady Birdway. Usually there's a bunch of paddleboarders on here on Saturdays. But, you know, I've heard stories that this lake, and it would be just like the Hudson River, so I know Easterners like to complain about the water here. There's like Tim Dillon. I guess it doesn't belong in Texas. It's a little too frou for Texas. It's kind of high maintenance, I think. But anyways, you know, all these comedians came down here from LA or New York, and they all complain that Austin is not New York or San Francisco or Seattle or LA, and it's not. Austin was just a tiny town, but all these people moved here from hellholes, and so all these out-of-towners, they try to act like Austin is, and Austin is now, because all these people that have moved here, big pretenders. But anyways, sure that all the water that comes off of 35 in Mopac goes into this lake, but I see all these paddle boarders and they're standing waist deep in this water, and you know, especially women, I would think. Well, probably guys too. You know, their private part. They're in the water up to their private parts, their organs, their reproductive organs. And I will not be surprised if people start coming down with all kinds of cancers from soaking in everything that's in that water. Especially, you know, such long droughts have been here that the water hasn't been flushing through the system. Like right now, everybody's all surprised about Barton Creek, the green belt flowing. And all these people from out of town are doing videos about kayaking. Oh, how they discovered this and how they discovered that along the green belt. It's like, and I guess that was kind of the problem, but I remember, gosh, in like 81 when the first rock hoppers and stump jumper bicycles made it down here. And it was just before they started making all-terrain geared up bicycles. There weren't a whole lot of, you know, they're beefed up 10-speed, basically. But when I would ride the Greenbelt, there wasn't, the trail was maybe a foot wide. But once the cyclists started hitting it, that thing sometimes in some places is 20 feet wide and it's all worn down. So, too much of a good thing, man. Remember that old Tom Petty song? He had a new song called Take Back Your Sandra Bullock, Take Back Your Joe Rogan, Take Back Your Matthew McConaughey. Somebody needs to tell McConaughey that he's a jinx. He is, man. He's probably the biggest jinx to the Longhorns. Running up and down like, not on the team. It's a kid sport, man. Now, of course, they're all making millions now, but McConaughey runs up and down the sidelines like he's a player. He's like the Taylor Swift. Once Taylor Swift started going to those Chiefs games, she ruined it. The Super Bowl, they got clobbered. Boy from Mahomes partying the night before. I had no focus left. I'm just talking. Let's see, I moved here when they were building this building. So when I moved here, this is not 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 here. This is not here, 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 this is not here. They were building that thing. This is not here, this is not here, this is not here. So what was here you can't see because it's all hidden behind these giant. The other day, this girl, she was pretty nice. She was fairly impressed, I think, with my work, and came down to talk to me. And young girl, very, very good looking, and was asking me questions, and then I asked her, what do you do? And she told me, I run track for UT, and I was like, wow, that's impressive, Anybody that's on UT athletics, they gotta be good. But her boyfriend was with her, and I guess he was trying to clown me out. I was hitting on his girlfriend. I'm just painting just like I am right now. And she started talking to me, and then he came up and saw me. This is what I was working on, or I ended up. Started telling me something like, "Oh, that looks like Seattle," or Seattle, San Francisco, whatever. And I told him, "Yeah, man, because all these buildings, they build these same buildings everywhere. It's all just glass that falls out now. Which one is it? I think this one keeps dropping panes of glass on people." But anyways, change. Change is a coming. God, I'm so tempted to get that red oxide out. But then again, these are just base coats. went there, but it was a place where there was a lot of drug use. Uh, and I just commented on it, and so Instagram was accusing me of trying to market. And maybe it was their AI thing, but I wasn't. I was just commenting on what that page used to be like. So I just turned that account off. Probably won't use it much anymore. So Facebook and Instagram are so misguided. I grow weary of those social medias. What happened to that Superman reference? I know I'm getting a little tired. I think I need to take a little nap here. I'm an old man. So, yeah, I think I'm going to take a nap and then we go running again. But I think first I have to gosh, I'm telling you I'm missing another photo. Well, and I am not missing a certain photo. I'll have to improvise this roof. It's got a nice cool So I was about to start using all this AI stuff. Then I've heard some stories about how some people have started whole endeavors on this atropic, whatever, cloth. And they have all their work sort of like confiscated or stolen or deleted or whatever, but so I guess you have to be super careful. I still may use it, but I don't know. I'm too old. Maybe I should ask ChatGPT or Claude This is a city, the skyline.